What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Terminally Online Pen Pals podcast. As always, I am here with the one, the only Ryan Bittner, aka the boss, aka the guy that's been looked after. I don't know. I couldn't land the joke, but it's you guys know him.
You should have said the nostalgia factor. That would have fit better.
No one watches that, man. Come on.
Yeah, everyone watches it. I stopped doing the boss like 2 years ago. But hey, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Terminally Online Pen Pals podcast. It is I, Ryan, and of course, Emilio is also present. We decided to make you guys actually want to watch the video recording, so we blacked out Emilio's face for this episode so you don't have to see him. But fortunately, you guys don't have to worry too much, because for this episode, we have a very special guest with us. Allow us to introduce the man, the myth, the man who hates Canada the most out of any of my online friends, Goof Norton.
Hello everyone.
How's it going, Goof? How are you doing this evening?
I am very much alive. I was sick for about 3 weeks, but hey, we're here, we're healthy, and I'm just happy to not be sick right now.
That's
Way to stay positive, buddy.
great. Anyways, guys, so welcome to a new episode. I am, as you can see from the video version, I am not in my normal setup, and you're seeing three faces on your screen, so that's a cool little experiment we've got going on. But we're going to bring, as always, an incredible, entertaining, and funny episode. So, Goof, you're new here. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself to our audience, and if, like, who are you? Why are you famous?
Sure. Give us a little rundown on who you are, your YouTube channel, your podcast, everything about you.
Oh gosh. Oh. All right. Here we go.
There's no need to be humble, Goof. You can talk about how big you are.
I'm not that big at all. But yes, hello people. Hi. It's rare for people to actually see me these days. But yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Been doing YouTube for like 10 years now, since 2014.
Hey, me too, man. High five.
Yeah, there you go. I do have my own podcast, Goof Norton Radio Show. I don't post to it that often anymore because busy with life. I stream on Twitch, but I do music. As you can see, the keyboards here. I used to do workout streams. I don't really get to do that as much anymore, but I do a lot of gaming videos. I play a lot of story games and multiplayer shooters, competitive. I've just kind of regressed to being a streamer now. So it is what it is, but I'm still here.
That's awesome. I mean, I've regressed to doing a podcast, so I can't really judge. Now, Goof, before we can go any further, usually we do have like a tradition here that we'd like to bring you in to our little like ritual. But first, I do really want to know, why do you hate Canada?
I do not hate Canada. I don't know why that has stuck around for so long. I don't hate Canada.
That was a running joke from an old... So, for context, too, again, we didn't randomly pull Goof off the street like we normally do because we're so desperate for guests to show up here. People who basically don't have their dignity anymore decide to show up here, so sorry, Goof.
Hey, man, come on. I wouldn't consider you a guest.
No! That's why I decided to stick around the podcast.
So, a thing we do here on the show, a big part of it is that me and Ryan were internet friends. Like, we've never met, but we know a lot of aspects of the other person's life, mainly just because kind of like a pen pal would work, back in the day, except now you don't write letters, you have Zoom calls, for example. So, Goof, if you could, tell us a little bit about your week. What type of crazy shenanigans did you get into?
Let's see. I'm this is the part of my life that this is why I don't hang out with people or tell people usually about my life, because I'm a very boring person.
Amen.
I can say it now because enough time has passed. I work for Meta. So my job isn't that interesting. It's interesting enough to keep me continuing to work there. But my week consists of getting up, going to work, because work feeds us breakfast and lunch, freshly cooked every day, 5 days a week. So my day starts with that breakfast. I get to work. Lunch happens. I come home and then I take care of my wife. I cook or whatever I need to get done. And I sit down and have my creative sessions at my computer with my keyboard or just game for a while, stream, whatever I may do. That's pretty much been my entire week. It's just been
Okay. I'm kind of interested if you don't mind me asking, like, what do you do at Meta? If you want to share with us, are you an
let's see.
engineer or something?
I'm
Like a tech of some kind, maybe.
I am a how do I because I we have certain titles we have to use since I signed an NDA.
Oh
So I
shit.
can't be too descriptive about my job. Let me pull up my work phone really quickly. Sorry. This is impromptu. A data center technician is
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
The
allowed to
meta
call
droids
myself.
are slowly surrounding Goof's house just in case he says the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Mark
they're listening.
Zuckerberg just joined. Uh, well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Um, Ryan,
I
I
do.
mean, I mean, you didn't say like you kind of lied to us there, Goof. That's what I was just gonna. You kind of you're just like Ryan, man. Like every time Ryan says, "Well, I had kind of a boring week." Um, yeah, so I was just I went to work, I fixed up my
It's
house,
kind of.
and then I defeated the Antichrist. Just like,
It's never
oh,
usually.
cool.
I would have more interesting stories to tell, to be honest, because similar to Goof here, for those of you who are new on the podcast, I work for the federal government. I work as a teacher in a federal prison nowadays.
Meta
So,
is basically the government now, so.
yeah, it is still the government. I work for the BOP, so. But I have a lot of interesting things that still happen throughout the week because there's, like Goof said, I can't talk about my job a lot
Yep.
either. So it's kind of hard to find topics throughout the week other than I stepped on a nail, for instance, which did happen once,
Oh,
for
yeah.
example.
Ouch.
So there are some interesting stories that still do come up despite the relatively boring week.
Ryan,
Oh no.
tell us what happened these 2 weeks, I believe. Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, it's been about two.
What were you doing, man?
Uh, So, not to borrow Goof's script here for a second, that we're passing each other
Always
on
borrowing content
Messenger
from me.
or on Instagram. This was, to be honest, these past 2 weeks, not really a lot's been happening on my end. Recently, I've been renovating the house I'm moving into here in a few months, more and more. Still working my job as per usual, teaching and whatnot. I've been still going through and doing my day-to-day stuff. Nothing really exciting to report on these past 2 weeks as of right now. Ramping up for the Japan trip later in the year
Oh, so
for the episode that never came out. So, but but
but it's
just doing
100% confirmed, right, that you are going.
it's confirmed now. Yes, for those of you who missed it, which again none of you would know
Well,
because
we
we never
did. We
released that
talked about
episode.
it. We talked
We
about
talked
it.
about it, but we didn't release the full episode though. So I am going on a trip to Japan here with I think what is this February now? So 5 6 months now roughly. So and it'll be a fun experience. This is my second time out of the country. The first time was when I was younger. I went to the Bahamas, so it's a fun time there. But it does get me curious, actually, for you, Goof, since you're the guest here, because I never asked you this, because we've done a lot of conversations and interviews back and forth. Have you traveled much? Because I know at one point you were traveling around the States a little bit. Did you go anywhere unique or creative? Because Emilio here, for instance, he's gone to Japan and a few other places, and I've traveled around the States quite a bit. What about you?
Canada.
No, he's banned in Canada now. I'm pretty sure.
um, sorry if there's reverb. This stupid thing. Um, so I don't think I don't think I can say that I've been to many unique places. For those of you who don't know, for like the first 6 years of my adult life, I was in the army. And there was traveling with that, but a lot of it was stateside. Um, I have been meaning to get back to some places. There were a couple museums where I've had a lot of training at, or on bases where I had training at that I found interesting. But other than that, I really don't think I have found anything that's like, oh, amazing. It's crazy. One of the most memorable things I remember doing is traveling up the East Coast, I think from Virginia to around DC.
Wow.
There are some train cars that have they have meal cars in them, so you can go there and buy food and go back to your seat. Obviously,
Oh, you've
enjoy it.
taken
It's
the Amtrak?
yes,
Oh, okay, that's cool, dude.
yeah, because I was on
Nice.
holiday and I was trying to
See,
go
I
back
told you,
home.
you're just like Ryan. You're just like Ryan. You do have an interesting story, man.
It's like throughout all the
Oh my
boring stuff,
gosh.
there's like some interesting stuff.
It was in winter and we were traveling across some hillsides because it's Virginia and it tends to be mountainous in some areas. But the only thing I can remember is picturing a sunset on a hillside where there's the occasional house, the dead trees, and through that is the snow-covered hill all the way down, and then just sunset, and it's beautiful on a train. That's just like one of my favorite things to enjoy is some nice scenery, and that was probably one of the better times.
Anyways, guys, we're actually filming this the 7th of February. You guys are probably listening to this, or like let's say the 10th. So we're 4 days from Valentine's Day. So it's all about it's getting all romantic and shit. So, but we did our research team dug into our guest, and I don't know actually how. I mean, our research team isn't really sure
You just
how
asked me.
how recent it is, but it is we are to confirm that Goof got married recently. So congratulations. I don't know how recent it
Yes.
is. I just had
Thank
it's
you.
like one of your first posts on Instagram. I don't know.
Our research team did a lot of hard work into this, man.
Yeah, guys.
I can tell. I can tell.
Yeah. Like,
So did you get married recently, or was that a long
Yeah,
time ago?
yeah, I did. I don't
yeah.
post on Instagram very often. It was in
That was 5 years ago.
this was like
Wow.
10 years ago. It was in June of last year.
Oh well. Okay, so it is kind of
That's-
recent. I mean,
Sure.
I
I
mean,
mean, that's great.
yeah. How do you feel, man? How do you like? How long? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, obviously, how long were you guys together before getting married? I don't know if that's.
We were together for 4 years.
Wow. So long-term
So you
relationship.
took your sweet ass time, Goof. That's awesome.
4 years.
So right, we met. I was working lawn care at the time. We met like during the pandemic on a dating app, and
Okay.
Oh wow.
we couldn't see each other at first, but then after talking for a while, we then finally decided to meet up, and then the rest is history.
History. So this
Whoa.
wasn't like a quick Vegas wedding or anything like that.
No, thank goodness, no.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. I had no idea, actually. Like I said, I've known Goof for a
Fake
long time.
Fred.
I didn't even know that you were married, to be honest with you. I mean, congratulations on that one.
I keep a lot of my life, my personal life, private, mostly because people get weird on the internet. So
Good.
I just,
Continue
good
to do
point.
that.
I just
That's a
kinda
smart
like,
idea.
Do not start a podcast with your internet friend where the entire point is discussing your personal lives.
Entirely. Or your personal life, anyway.
fair
Hey,
enough.
I mean, I think there is a limit because I know it's funny you mentioned that topic too, because that's something Goof and I did a number of podcast episodes together, and I think that's something we talked about earlier on about the division between your personal life on the internet and how much you really want to talk about. There's a
Yep.
certain line where you're talking about like what we do here on this show and what you've done on your podcast, Goof, where you talk about your
Mhm.
day, likes, dislikes, current events, video game preferences, whatever. But when it comes to it, there's some parts of your personal life that you don't want to talk about. For instance, you're in a relationship potentially. Your credit card details is a bad idea to put out there to people
Okay.
for all your
Well,
choices.
I mean, hold on. Right, you
Home
went way
addresses,
too
baby.
far with it. It's like, if you have a dog, if you need surgery, you went two completely different examples, but sure.
What I'm saying is, though, it is a borderline thing between your personal life and what you're willing to talk about on the internet. So I don't blame you one bit. But congratulations to you nonetheless, man. I'm very
Thank you.
happy to hear that,
Yes.
honestly.
That's interesting that like dating apps. I was talking to a friend how it's like sort of becoming a lot more normalized to use them. I've personally
Mhm.
have never used a dating app.
Mhm.
I'm still kind of scared of them. I don't know if you, Ryan, have ever used one.
I have actually.
Oh, hell yeah. Time for
I've used.
another Ryan lore. We're unlocking Ryan lore.
It's the multiverse at this point. It's like what Marvel tried to do,
So,
but better.
I don't know. So, what was it like, Ryan? How
It
did you
was
like it?
different. To be honest with you, it actually wasn't too bad. I know a lot of people are
I got
intimidated
catfished
using.
twice.
I've never, thankfully, never been catfished. It's really easy to see where a lot of these scams come from a mile away. And I didn't use Instagram for dating sites, but Instagram was the account that I've seen the most, where you have random messages from accounts where you have
Okay. I get
good-looking
what you mean.
people, good-looking people that are messaging you saying, "Hey, I found your account. I'd like to get to know you better, et cetera, et
Give me a
cetera."
credit card.
You do
I
a little
thought you were gonna
research.
say. I thought you were gonna say that you thought Instagram was a dating app, and I'm like, hey,
Heck no,
whoa, my
no,
man.
no, no. Not from Instagram, no. But it's Instagram is the most common place I found for a lot of these scams where people try and get information or money out of you under the pretense of wanting to date you or being romantically interested. But in terms of actually using dating sites, believe it or not, and this might make me sound boomer a bit, I have used Facebook dating. That is one of the main websites that I have used. And through
I
it,
think I'm gonna
I've
have to
had.
cut that out. That's too embarrassing, man. I can't. Just kidding.
Oh, would you rather if me said TikTok?
Oh no.
You can't.
Exactly.
You're just like TikTok as a
Facebook is
dating
boomer, but
app.
it's safe.
Uh,
Well, okay, safer.
Goof works there, man. I think he would tell you it's not really.
It's not worth it.
Goof's even saying like, what can I say? Is there anything that's NDA that says dating sites are bad?
Anyway, so
But
how
you
did you fare on Facebook dating? You're the first person I've met that has used it.
pretty good actually. I met a lot of people in my area. Obviously, some of those conversations really don't go anywhere because you're able to customize a profile. You're able to put pictures of yourself. You know, the standard dating profile kind of thing. But I've been able to meet some good people through there. And currently, not revealing anything on the podcast, I may or may not be talking with somebody right now. So
Hell yeah! You should sever
there's
this
that.
episode.
Heck no, this
Somebody.
relationship's gonna end right before it even starts.
Me and Goof, we have a poster board that says, "Will
Mhm.
you be my girlfriend?" I have "Will you," and Goof has "Be my girlfriend."
Yes.
I would
So
have.
if you
I
guys are
think that
just on
would be.
Spotify, that's what we're doing right now.
I don't know. I
Uh,
feel like we would have pulled off a world record for the fastest banning of a Facebook profile in history if we do that here. I'm gonna be messaging Goof saying, "Hey, I know you have that meta hookup. Can you figure out a way? Can you figure out a way to unlock this account? I didn't mean to end this off so quick by bringing a potential partner on the podcast.
Oh
Now I have a point of contact if I have any Facebook issues."
gosh.
Oh my God! I mean, no, but that's good, Ryan.
It's actually,
That's
yeah, I
awesome.
mean, it's
And
been
you met them through Facebook?
through Facebook dating. Yeah, again, some people might joke about it, and yeah, it's an older social media site and all that,
I
but
didn't even
you're
know
able
they
to.
had Facebook dating.
There's a lot. You should get back on Facebook, man. I know you don't use it much anymore, but it does have a lot of unique features that are easy to
I'm not
use. They're not the
50.
most advanced, but they're convenient. But I think it works well. You're able to match with people in your area. You're able to once again customize a profile, put your preferences in there of who you're looking for or a little about yourself kind of deal. And I found it to work pretty well. That's how I was able to meet again person I'm chatting with. So it works well. I'll say that much.
I hear wedding bells. Uh,
Excuse me, local bank. Can I get a $30,000 loan in advance, please?
Ryan and the Facebook stranger sitting in a tree.
Facebook.
Yeah, yes.
Facebook stranger. But I mean, the experience has been pretty good. I would say overall. I mean, Goof, did you? I know Emilio. I think he's talked about in the past using a few, but before you met your wife at this point,
No.
That time has escaped me. I don't remember how long I was on the apps because I remember I
First
tried
date and
Tinder.
he already
That
got
was a
married,
fail.
man. That's
right?
like
Yeah, exactly.
undefeated. My man went undefeated on the
He
apps.
did. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
That's the
Mrs.
story
Goof
we're going
Norton
with.
and you're listening, he was your first match. I mean, yeah.
Man, You should have seen some of this man's early video content and streams. How can anyone not
Hell
want
yeah,
to be
dude.
with Goof after seeing all that
Dude,
amazing
I'm
content
like,
from back in the day?
I'm never bringing him up to the podcast, man. I'm like, no, I'm already, I can't, like, my role here is being the hot one. And if Goof starts showing up, man, what am I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be the funny one. Or
Goof's
whatever
gonna-
Ryan
I'm already the funny one. Goof is just gonna be like the main host.
You're
I'll-
you're gonna be the henchman, Ryan. I
Yeah,
guess I'm the
I'll be
sidekick
Goof's
now.
henchman. Yeah, that'll work.
Anyway, so yeah, how were you a long time on the apps? Both of you?
I don't think so, because I remember I think maybe I was 19 and I first got on, and I was like, oh, let's just check this out with Tinder and whatnot. It didn't work out. People were weird, bots. Some are bots, but some were real people who just got weirded out by my first question. Because I try to give them something a little bit weird, because I gotta know you can hang before we continue this. So I
Do
may
you
ask
want
you
to
like
have
an ultimatum.
sex?
I mean, I'm sure on Tinder that probably would have worked pretty well.
What was it? What
I'm
did you
sure.
ask? I'm really curious, man.
Man, if
You
I
don't have
get-
to reveal if you don't want to.
well, sometimes I gave one person this ultimatum of like, would you rather save your best friend or your mom from getting hit by a bus? And then they kind of unswiped me, so that didn't work.
Gee, I
wonder why.
Should have just linked that YouTube video you made and say, look at all the answers to these old questions that I answered. Boom.
Well-
This is why you should date me.
Imagine
Well,
the other
and-
person being like, so he just texted me asking, would I rather involuntary manslaughter or involuntary manslaughter?
I mean, like they always put on their profiles, "Don't be boring." I'm like, okay, here you go.
Okay. You know what? Better example. Let's bust out a game of Cards Against Humanity and go a few rounds with each other, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay, Ryan, what's your opening message? I mean,
Whenever I message somebody over like a dating app,
yeah.
depends on the person. Each person that you encounter is very different in the approach. So if it's someone like most of the people I've talked with are either in my area, maybe a little out of the area, obviously. But it depends on the person, it depends on the profile, their likes, their dislikes, like what job they might have, for example. Like some people I've talked with are teachers, some of them are in the medical field, it just honestly depends. Some of them are as simple as a hey, where others are more like, how are you doing?
Okay.
And then I get left
thought you were
on
gonna
red.
say,
I get left on red more often than not. So with a simple
other people
response.
are, would you rather kill your mom
I'm
or kill
pretty,
your
I'm
best
pretty
friend?
boring, to be honest. I'm very vanilla. I don't want to scare anyone off by trying to act weird, like say, would you rather commit vehicular manslaughter or commit vehicular manslaughter? Normally, I just say hello. I try and approach it casually at first, try and strike up a conversation the normal way,
Yeah,
as most people would do.
like humans and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I just say hello, fellow human.
Hello, I am Prince from Russia. Give me money. That's what I want to.
Actually, what I should start doing is I should start using my internet fame. Like, hello, I'm DeBoss Official of YouTube, 810 subscribers strong.
There you go.
If that doesn't impress you, check the nostalgia factor.
Just send them a
277
screenshot of
subs,
your
baby.
a screenshot of your sub count.
Just start flexing.
Yeah, that's me.
Check out this YouTube channel I haven't done for a year and a half. It's still going strong.
Well, that's awesome, guys. I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I guess vehicular manslaughter works because one of you guys is married, and the other one has a podcast with a 23-year-old from Mexico. So,
Well, I guess we see which approach is working better, I suppose.
I guess you guys have your answer.
Hey everybody, welcome. Hey everybody, thank you for listening to that episode. Unfortunately, OBS sort of crashed out on us, and last part of the episode was not able to be recorded. But that's okay. Go follow Goof on all his social media. You can find him on YouTube and Twitch. Link in the description. As for us, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at TOPP.pod. And subscribe, like, comment, rate 5 stars. And we'll see you in the next episode.